I take a breathless hit to the chest. Always the chest. What is it with people wanting to hit or destroy my boobies from me? I got these babies, okay, and I'm not giving them up. Even if I have to go back, that's the thing. If I have at some point have to go back to my male body, I'd just be like, can I keep the boobies? Like, I would try to bargain somehow. Like, come on? Can I keep the boob? Can I at least keep one? At least keep one. As weird as it would fucking look, I don't give a shit. At least let me keep one boobie. Let's see what you've got then. We stand apart from each other, taking our respective places. Charlie's smile, infuriating as it is, stays in place as she stares me down. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, begin. Oh, look at this showdown! Charlie's spell breaks off from her hands, a stream of missiles striking the front of my barrier. Her smile turns into a grimace at the resistance, before another series of basic attacks leave her fingertips. I brace for them, willing the magic to make a solid, cohesive grid. The strikes hit in close succession as I will all my power to reinforce the shield until the last strike dissipates. It hits so hard, my teeth chatter in response as the shock vibrates along my arm. I fend each attack off, but drop the shield a moment later. My wrists hurt to the bone. Oh god, she did not go easy on me. Excellent job, Sophie. As we get more specialized in shields, you'll learn how to direct your magic to repel in smaller, more concentrated areas. Covering your entire body with a defense isn't economical. As you realized, you couldn't hold it for very long. You are having some performance issues there. You didn't get through. Sure I did. I just didn't attack you after you dropped the shield because I didn't want to mess up your pretty face. Hey, at least you're confessing that I have a pretty face. Is that sarcasm? Or is my face actually pretty? Oh, what does it matter? Pay attention! Being able to defend is necessary, but ultimately pointless if you can't balance it with attacking. Resume your places. Spar with each other in the same way you did with me when you first arrived. Oh goody! And here I thought we were going to have to keep the sparring to the verbal variety. You better hope you're better at the physical kind. She's like really antagonizing me to just come at her and kind of get pissed off at her, you know? But maybe, I mean, that is a valid tactic, I feel, you know? Make your enemy pissed off to the point where they're like going all out on you. Because when you're practicing, or when you're, you know, battling against someone, or just having a match against someone, and regardless of what sport or whatever, you know? You want your opponent to play or put 100% into it, because then you're getting the most out of the practice, right? You want your opponent to take it seriously, so you get the most benefit out of it. So that might be her reason for doing it, I don't know. Otherwise, or she's just a bitch. It could be that too, but I want to believe that there's at least some sort of, you know, reason behind why she's acting like this. We stand apart from each other again as I shake out my hands. Come on, I need all I can get right now. For a moment, I wait and watch, trying to judge what kind of fighting style Charlie's going for. I don't wait long. Our basic or same basic force attack launches itself at my head only a second later. Shield fire back. Oh god. She said to, the thing that Shira said was to fight back. It's good to defend, but you can only defend for so long. At some point you need to fire back, so that's what we're gonna do. I don't know what compels me to do it. My instincts tell me to shield. The lesson tells me to defend myself. And instead of heeding either of those impulses, a spark of wild energy ignites in my curled hand. Boom! I hurl it fiercely toward Charlie. I mean, you know, that is the thing. Like, if we aim our attack good as well, and our attack is strong enough, then it could, like, wipe out her attack, right? In that case, a good offense is a good defense. the two magics intermingling as we tried to hit each other, neither of us shielding. And to my astonishment, it rips through her assault like paper, burning it up and keeping its course towards her. What the? She raises her hands to defend herself, but the shield is thin at best. It doesn't hold up, the strike catching her right in the stomach. She lets out a startled cough, slumping over, but that doesn't stop her from hurling another attack my way. Dang, you don't give up, girl. Her magic must have taken the brunt of my attack, because the hit didn't slow her down any. Whoa! Attack after attack, this is what it's like. We're both sending attacks towards each other. Oh god. This is revenge, isn't it? She's taking this a bit personal. My defenses get weaker and weaker, each attack illuminating a pattern across my shield that starts to look like cracked glass. She storms towards me, one step, one attack at a time, before she pauses, drawing her power. I clench my eyes, forcing every ounce of magic I have ahead of me, suspending it between my fingers. Come on! The shield shatters between them. I take a breathless hit to the chest. Always the chest! What is it with people wanting to hit or destroy my boobies from me? I got these babies, okay, and I'm not giving them up, even if I have to go back. That's the thing. If I have at some point have to go back to my male body, I'd just be like, can I keep the boobies? Like, I would try to bargain somehow. Like, come on? Can I keep the boob? Can I at least keep one? At least keep one. As weird as it would fucking look, I don't give a shit. At least let me keep one boobie. And the shoulder. And the knee. Oh shit, we are KO! Whoa, I did not expect this. Damn. We are out of it. Fuck. I roll over the ground, trying to cover myself up as the punishing burns erupt over my body and burn red. What the fuck happened to just practicing? Enough, Charlie. Magi Shira steps between us abruptly, Charlie's last attack pinging harmlessly off an unseen force. You couldn't have called her off a little sooner, exactly like before my clothes started to burn off? Like, come on, look at this! Your bra burned a little bit as well. That's your bra, right, Shira? I slump on the ground with a sigh, watching the steam rising off my skin. I'm like a cooked chicken, I'm just done. Great. That first move was unexpected, Sophie. Where did you learn to do that? I peel myself off the ground, massaging my newly tender skin on my chest without thinking much about it. I felt like it made sense. I felt like if my magic was stronger than hers, I could defend from it and attack all at once. It's a risky maneuver, but not an invalid one. Though certainly not something I would have suggested for someone at your current skill level. The accuracy alone is difficult to master, and the technique is a bit controversial. That's the thing, see? That's what I feel like. We have a very high skill ceiling, probably, you know? We have a lot of raw talent, but that's the thing. It's raw. It's like, you know, all the basic stuff we're not even that good at, but we're able to cast spells that, like, beginner, intermediate, or maybe even good magicians just can't. We are just that talented, but that's the thing, we are talented. We need to, you know, actually harness that talent and actually develop into, or, you know, just train it more and become more skillful. We need to be molded by Magi Shira, molded into something more tangible, something more solid. It takes a lot of energy to accomplish something like that. Really? Maybe I really benefited from that ritual last night. Shira's gaze lingers on me curiously. You know I won, right? Or should I prove it again? Fucking bitch. Now. You've antagonized each other enough. You're both under my tutelage. You will be expected to work together. A little friendly rivalry never hurt anybody. Says you, I am fucking hurt on the ground right now. What do you mean, never hurt anybody? I am literally hurt right now. Nevertheless, we'll next do a team-building exercise. for the sake of you two not slaughtering each other. But first, you should both know the appropriate spell to sort out your clothes. Yeah, I need to fix my clothes. Both of us realize the state of our robes and quickly go about summoning the power to repair the damage. Good. Now instead of guarding yourself, you will practice guarding another person. This technique involves projecting your magic further and maintaining the same steady control and equal dispersion. No weak spots, Sophie. I nod. The stakes are always higher when other people are involved. We're prone to get clumsy and to act rashly without thought. These are impulses you cannot give into. The stakes may be higher, but your odds are also better. We run through a series of drills, working on shifting our magic further from ourselves and relying less on the physical sensation of holding the shield in place. It's tricky, but I seem to pick it up faster than Charlie, whose shield keeps flickering out of existence about 2 feet from her. That's because she's like, fuck, I don't want to defend the other girl. I don't want to defend not Sean. I almost said Sean. What was her girl name again? Sophie, that's what it was. Come on! This is the one thing I actually need you to be better than me at. Magi Shira ignores our complaints and bickering with a stony expression and an intense silence until we both succumb to the look and refocus. Alright, Sophie. Cast a shield around Charlie. Yes, ma'am. Succeed or bust, or busty. Shira readies herself to attack, and I don't have any time at all to prepare. My hands fly together, stumbling through the motions as fast as possible. Kagebunshi no Jutsu! A wide light flashes from my hands. But as the wide spots disappear, instead of seeing a shield, I can see something very different. Oh, what happened here? What kind of spell is this? I approve, I like this spell. Magi Shira. But does that mean her spell went through the shield? What? Oh my. It takes her a long moment to realize, searching each of our faces with confusion. Sophie, what the hell did you do? Did I do this? I utilized the element of surprise? I'm sorry. Fuck it, let's go with it. And boy, did I get a surprise, indeed. Charlie stands there stunned, but I can't help but stare. She doesn't even make an attempt to cover up, which just invites my stupid ogling. When you said succeed or bust, I kinda meant it. The busty part, at least. This really wasn't the bust I had in mind. I swear. And though I'm fully braced to be punched in the mouth, Charlie just starts laughing. What? That's a weird reaction to it. Talk about an icebreaker. If this is what team building exercises I like, I want to do more of them. I would have done this since the very beginning. I'd be like, bang girl, you're naked now. And then she's gonna start laughing. How did you manage this? I have no answer. I knew I was doomed, but I didn't think you'd make me die half naked. She glances down at herself. Do you feel committed to the team spirit now? Hell yeah, fucking go team, let's go! Team Charlie and Sophie. She gives a playful little shake, despite the color that's tinting her cheeks. Wow, you're even like trying to seduce me? Oh, Charlie. If only she knew who she really was showing off to. I think this is a good team strategy, don't you? No one will see it coming, exactly. It's the perfect way to gain the upper hand. It's like sexy no jutsu, right? Well, aren't you just a tactician all of a sudden? If I didn't know better, I'd say you like it. Well, I can't say that I don't. I do like it. And I shouldn't be liking this at all. Why not? Why are we feeling guilty? And Shira, oh gods. Magi Shira probably realizes just how terrible I am. Does this count as taking advantage of Charlie's ignorance? Probably. It probably counts as a lot of things, yeah? It probably is because Magi Shira knows we're a guy, so she thinks we're probably doing this for perverted reasons, to stare at her body. But, you know, regardless of whether we're a guy or a girl, they would still look at Charlie in a perverted way, right? Everybody would. Namely sexual harassment, but let's not get too specific. I try to look away, studying the ceiling or the patterns on the floor with intensity. But none of those things have supple curves and a penchant for snarky, dry comments. Really though, how did you manage to mess up this badly? Ha! Please tell me you meant for this to happen. I'm not even upset. I think I'm beyond the definable range of emotions at this point. You were supposed to defend me. Instead, you took away the only defense I had. I'm not that terrible. That's just not how it's supposed to work. What was your first clue? Well, for starters, you're not supposed to be wearing anything at all, so, you know, that's where I kind of failed. She shakes her head. Blushing, I glance down at my hands in bewilderment. My hands did this. My perverted hands did this. Man, how did I even do that? I might need this for future reference or something, you know? Purely academically, of course. Yes, definitely. You know, when we're gonna have like a girl party, slumber party, I'll just be like, choom, choom, choom. Alright, everybody's in a bra and panties. Perfect. You didn't even get rid of my clothes. I just can't see them. She rustles fabric that doesn't appear to be there. Wow, we made it invisible? Sophie changed the properties of the robe. She didn't get rid of the robe itself. Even Shira looks a bit flustered. And isn't she the one always going on about being used to seeing naked students or whatever? Of course, she forces them to get naked in front of her. That's her thing. That's her teaching method. This is seriously the weirdest school. I'm gonna fit right in, hell yeah. Can you fix it? Or do I have to learn magic in my underwear from now on? I wouldn't mind. This would be fine. Stand still a moment. I should be able to clear a simple vanishing. I wouldn't object. No, this is fine. To my mild disappointment, a few muttered words, and Magi Shira has Charlie's robe back intact. Damn it! Alright, now show me how you did it. It was an accident. Why do you need to know? Because fair is fair. No! Why are you so much more docile with your clothes off? Alright, that's it. A fireball goes streaking past my head and nearly takes my nose and eyelashes with it. Hey, careful! These are my female eyelashes, okay? They are perfectly curly. Shira sighs. Students, please avoid setting each other on fire. Well, I can try. That's a weird thing to ask of your students. You know, please avoid setting each other on fire. We spend the rest of the afternoon trying to advance our defensive spells, and not turning anyone's clothes invisible, although we did it twice more after this anyway. That's the sad part. I can't even recreate it if I try. Not that I did try or anything. Secretly. Reluctant and sore, Charlie and I change and drag ourselves into the dining hall at Magi Shira's insistence. I'm too tired to look at food. I'd rather use my tray as a pillow. Magi Shira said it'll help us recover our magic faster. Come on. Oh. I glance up hastily, meeting a disapproving stare that chills my blood. His eyes, something about his eyes, I don't know. It's like he's sort of staring at us with disdain, but at the same time, he looks incredibly bored while doing so. Mage Warren. What kind of name is Warren anyway? I slammed right into him, yet I was the one who nearly stumbled backwards onto the floor. Under those eyes, I suddenly feel like it's a good idea to study art shoes instead. Yeah, those are not eyes you want to make eye contact with. My hand twitches to pull down my skirt, and Charlie slaps it away stealthily. You never know what he's gonna do. I remember you from yesterday. You're Shira's newest pet project. Not a warm greeting. I only met Warren briefly, but even that amount of time, he left a certain impression. And he's doing good at keeping at it. His gaze drags over me, like a predator picking out a weak point. He adjusts his robes with a huff. Be careful. Me? If he'd been paying attention, this wouldn't have happened either. Blame is a two-way street. Which are not the sort of things you say to a teacher at your new academy, if only I could. And that's not the sort of helpful, practical sense my brain usually consults before opening my mouth. I scoff, sorting between the numbers of stupid things I can say. Charlie slams her foot against mine, and a smile curls over my face to try and hide the tears that just sprang into my eyes. Yes, sir. It's all I can manage. He makes little reply as he sweeps off. Good. The terse word is muttered in parting, and then just as abruptly as I ran into him, he vanishes again. Was that necessary? You owe me a new pinky toe. Oh, it's squashed. And you owe me your ass. What? You want my ass? Charlie, why are you being so forward? You can just ask nicely in a private conversation, not in the middle of the cafeteria. You've barely been here 24 hours, but you get a look when you're about to do something spectacularly stupid. It's like you turn your brain off. Besides, why would you want to make Mage Warren mad? He already has it out for us. Oh, at least I'm not the only one he hates. Why? Well, it's less to do with us and more to do with Shira. We move through the line, piling up our plates with food, as Charlie drags me into the gossip. Ooh, let me know, girl. This is our first experience with like girl-like gossip. I don't know where it comes from really, but it's like they have some kind of rivalry going on. I noticed that when I showed up too. He mentioned the fact that Maid Shira was taking on another apprentice. I bet they're together. What? You think so? You've lost me. It could be that, that in secrecy they're together, and to not make people suspicious of that fact, they act kind of the opposite in public. That's where they're kind of act a little bit mean towards each other in this rivalry way. I can kind of see that. I had a few lonely days to think about this theory too much. Don't judge. But isn't it a nice disguise? Pretend you hate each other's work so the boss doesn't suspect you're together. Can teachers not be in relationships with each other? She shrugs. How would I know? Like I said, it was just a theory. She seems too uptight to admit she's in a relationship, and from what I can tell, he's worse than she is. But if it's true, she still has good taste, don't you think? No. Huh? No, I don't know. I do not look at Warren the same way you look at Warren, okay, Charlie? I may look like a woman, but I'm not into the male body or male gender at all in that kind of way, She smirks and nudges me in the side. What have you been looking at, Charlie? I don't. My blank stare must finally convince her that I really am an idiot, because her expression falls. He's not exactly the worst looking guy around. Don't you think so? Oh shit, what do we do? Do we just lie? Total catch if you're into the real strict disciplinarian types. I guess. What? Wouldn't you bang him? No, I would not. Thank you very much. No, that's gross. She laughs. What are you talking about? It's gross. Because he's a teacher? That just adds to the fun. Oh god, Charlie likes the sort of, things that she's not allowed to do. She likes taboo things, I think. What? How often have you... Abruptly, Charlie starts laughing, clearly pleased with herself. At this point, I'm just dragging reactions out of you. Are you still 12 or something that you can't even talk about sex? He's not gonna give you cooties. I mean, I guess he won't. I don't know where he's been. Maybe he will give me cooties, huh? You don't know. She flicks me in the middle of my forehead. Poor, innocent Sophie. Don't worry, I'll try not to give you a hard time. Indignant, I'd love to prove to her just how innocent I'm not. But that would involve a lot of other weird confessions. Yeah, I would prove to her just like that, like, girl, you know, bruh, I'm not innocent at all. But that's not gonna work. Instead, I slam my new tray of food down onto the table and eat sulkily. Charlie doesn't pay it any mind. I'm just saying, Magi sure isn't bad, but I wouldn't have minded Mage Warren either. Wait, you go both ways, Charlie? Peeing up from over my salad, Charlie pulls open a roll nonchalantly. But he always takes the kids that have had formal magic training for an age and a half. I bet the parents pay him under the table too. I told you, I knew that was happening. But the thing that she meant, that she would kind of go both ways, is that she wouldn't have minded either one of those as her teacher. I thought as a love interest or love relationship, you know? But no, she's not into girls, Charlie, apparently. You haven't either? Even though you grew up here? Nope. That's all she says about it, and finishes her food with record speed again. Guess she changed her mind about not having an appetite. I still pick around my tray, but all I can think about is sleep, and not the kind Charlie keeps on going about. Oh, that is not actual sleep. Is that the sort of opinion I'm supposed to have about guys now? Kind of, unless you want to come out as a lesbian. Dom types? Teachers? Dom types? Like dominant? Is this normal? I just don't have any inclination for that sort of thing at all. Thinking about Mage Warren sexually is like thinking about having sex with a cactus. That is not pleasant. But Charlie in her underwear, on the other hand, see, that is why we should just pretend to be a lesbian girl, right? I guess there are some things that didn't change along with my body. At least that's familiar territory. At least. You know, it's lucky, and I'm happy to know that we are still into girls. I collapse on my bed the moment I'm within reach. It takes the last of my energy to wave my hand toward the door, forcing it to slide shut on rusty hinges. And every time I close my eyes, I get another glimpse of Charlie disrobed. I really hope I didn't mess things up between us already. More than they already were. Being a girl is the worst. I mean, we haven't even experienced the worst parts about being a girl, right? And we are already unsatisfied with it. Or maybe I'm just the worst at it. I feel like that's probably it, you know? If you've lived as a guy for so long, and suddenly getting into a girl's female body, it's gonna get a lot of, you know, you need some time to adjust to it. It'll take some, there's a transition period. It's not gonna be that easy for sure. I thrash around on the bed briefly, trying to get comfortable. She didn't even seem bothered by it. So why can't I get it out of my head? Because we looked at her in a lustful way, and she just thought it was funny because, you know, she's thinking like, oh, there's another girl there, haha. You know, because she's probably not into girls, I think. So, and she's probably just not that shameful about her body. I mean, why would you be, right, Charlie? It's going to be a new, awkward slide in my embarrassing moments film roll. The one that always plays at night when I'm trying to go to sleep, but instead relive every remotely awkward thing I've ever done. A sharp knock interrupts it. Oh, right. Good evening. Oh god, is this seriously an every night thing? You're just gonna come here and at some point we're just like, alright, fucking take me, okay? Just put me to sleep again. Like, I already have my bra off. Like, we just expect her to come now. Is this really? What? How was dinner? I wasn't very hungry. She nods. That happens the first week or so, usually. You'll be expending more magic here than you ever have before. Your body will get used to it, and eventually you won't be so tired. Aware of what's coming, I strip off my clothes as she speaks. Exactly, let's get this over with. Bring me to sleep. Hopefully just going with the flow will make this more normal than it really feels. She comes to stand in front of me, looking down at me with one of those rare smiles. She's like, haha, yes, you are learning well, my subject. You already know how to get naked on command. Ha 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 ha. Charlie's words seem to echo in my head. Magi Shira isn't bad. Did she mean just as a teacher? Or in the same way she was talking about Mage Warren? Because if she was, we definitely agree on that, of course. I tried to banish that thought as the warmth of her fingertips spread through me again. But it does bring back that mortifying miscast spell from earlier. Have you already visited Charlie? I have. Oh, I see. Saving the best for last, eh? Did she say anything about the incident? She didn't mention it, no. I felt like such an idiot. I really didn't mean to do it on purpose. Believe me, I highly doubt you could have accomplished something like that complex intentionally. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Do you think this ritual helped you today? With what? I mean, it probably helped me with a couple of things, but I don't know how relevant that is to me improving as an apprentice. I don't know. The effects can be hard to notice immediately. Give it time. Here we go again. Oh god, come on! The warmth builds in me once again, making the world seem distant and hazy. All the exhaustion from the last day finally crashes down on me. In hindsight, it'll make sense. My body swaying forward without my consent. In a moment, it feels like Shira's boobs just jumped up and lashed onto my face. Oh, if only that really happened. Oops. Careful, Sophie. Wait, she actually did that? Shira gently guides me back onto the bed, keeping her hands steady on my back as she guides me down onto the bed. I can still taste fabric and sexual awkwardness. Go to sleep. You have another long day ahead of you tomorrow. I think I have a long life ahead of me. I feel her brush a few strands of hair away from my face. With the path you've chosen, let's hope so.